Yeah, the American church is ripe for false teaching because the church is always ripe for false teaching in every generation. There's nothing new under the sun. And the reason for that is there's always new life that is created within the church. One of the things that Paul points out to Timothy is that by uttering boastful, empty words, they, being false teachers, false prophets, seduce with fleshly desires and debauchery people who have barely escaped from those who live in error. Paul in Acts 20, before he leaves the church of Ephesus for the last time, says, I know that after my departure, savage wolves will come in among you, not sparing the flock. Men will rise up even from your own number and distort the truth to lure the disciples into following them. The bread and butter of false teachers are new converts because they don't know any better. Like when we take a look at David Koresh wasn't an anomaly. He didn't just pop out of nowhere and just started deceiving people. There is a long legacy and a history of false teaching that precedes him. One of the things that you'll notice when you study the history is that there was a great awakening, great revival, and if you don't even want to call it that, a spiritual stirring within America that was happening in the early 1800s. And it was during this time that a ton of false prophets and false teachers swooped in to get people to follow them. And the funny thing is, or rather the irony is, that there is no new bag of tricks. The devil has been working from the same bag of tricks that he's been always working from. Like what you see a lot of in the early 1800s is private revelation. If it's not people saying, well, I know the hour of Christ's return because of my special insight and mathematics that I can do with the scriptures, it's people saying, well, I had this private revelation of this great controversy that's happening in heaven, or God told me what this passage means, or you're all apostate and God told me what the true gospel is. And the thing is, I see this a lot in the church today. Like there's this yearning almost for people who have a higher access to God or who are closer to God, the anointed man of God who has revelation and insight into the scriptures that nobody else has. And the reason why people yearn for these type of leaders, for these type of false teachers, is because they want somebody to speak for God rather than being obedient to what has already been revealed through scripture. And so people are led astray by the false prophet that's prophesying out of their own imagination. And unfortunately, one of the things that happens, and you see this also throughout the history of the American church from about the 1800s onward, is that eventually the movements die out, but the ideas become pervasive in American Christianity. There is a lot of doctrine within American Western Christianity that is remnants of these false prophets.